Company.
Tonight on CTV3 News, Delhi High Court denies bail to 71-year-old Francis Gegg, Belizean national, arrested with 22 pounds of heroin at Delhi airport back in 2022. Mexico has officially installed its first female president. What does it mean for Belize? His Excellency Oscar Arnold tells us. And the 2024-2025 sugarcane crop season on the horizon. Latest price estimates show record gains for farmers according to the miller. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Good evening. With your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7, I am Joanna Rodriguez. The Delhi High Court has denied bail to a 71-year-old Belize national, Francis Marion Gegg, who was arrested with nearly 22 pounds of heroin at Delhi airport in 2022. Gegg had argued that the search violated Section 50 of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances (NDPS) Act, which requires a person to be informed of their right to be searched in the presence of a gazetted officer. The court clarified that Section 50 only applies to body searches, not baggage searches, and since the search occurred in a public place, it was lawful. The court also found that Gegg had been served with a Section 50 notice, but his objections about the notice's wording were irrelevant at the bail stage. Given that the quantity of heroin found was considered commercial, the court ruled that Section 37 of the NDPS Act, which imposes stricter bail conditions, applied. The court further stressed the severe public health risk posed by heroin, stating that the drug's highly addictive nature and potential for fatal overdose made it a significant threat. The court established that GEG, as a foreign national, posed a flight risk. The 9.9 kilograms of heroin were hidden in false compartments in GEG's luggage. Dr. Claudia Sheinbaum was officially installed as the first female president of Mexico yesterday. Without a doubt, she has made history. Forming part of the long list of dignitaries that witnessed Sheinbaum's swearing in was Prime Minister John Briceño, who held discussions with Sheinbaum when she was recently elected. Today we spoke to the Ambassador of Belize to Mexico, His Excellency Oscar Arnold, about his thoughts regarding Mexico's newest president.
I'm very honored and fortunate to be Ambassador of Belize to Mexico City during a time that will ring in a very historic era for Mexico. This is their first female president that was elected and was sworn in yesterday. She becomes the 66th president for Mexico, or the United Mexican State. And she belongs to the ruling party, so it's an incumbent party. And she has vowed to continue some of the many works that the administration is doing, but with her own flair and her own stamp. And so it's very exciting times. There were over 100 delegations that came to pay tribute, to pay respect, to show solidarity, to be here during the event. Our delegation, as you may have already known, is being led by Prime Minister John Briceño. He's accompanied by Mrs. Briceño, his wife. We have Foreign Minister Francis Fonseca, who was also part of the delegation. CEO in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Amalia Mai, Minister Michelle Shabat and Mrs. Shabat, and Minister of State Osman Martinez were also part of the delegation who are here still in Mexico City.
And with the new president now taking the reins, we asked Arnold if we could be looking at the expansion of trade and bilateral agreements.
All indications are that the program, the friendship, the relationship that Belize has with Mexico will continue and even get stronger. Quite a few of the new cabinet postings are individuals that we know that we have had a relationship with, a working relationship and a professional relationship with. So I am confident as the ambassador of Belize in Mexico that those will continue and get stronger. Along with being here for the inauguration ceremony and the swearing in, Prime Minister Briceño and the delegation have had several meetings with key individuals, but I can't comment on that at this moment. I need to give respect to the Prime Minister and the Office of the Prime Minister. And upon his return, I believe that they will be informing the Belizean populace of the results of those meetings. As far as the trade agreement goes, a formal one, a commercial agreement, those things take time. The work continues on that. There is two working groups, one on the Mexican side, one on the Belize side, that the Foreign Trade and the Trade Directorate are leading on the Belizean side. And so the work for that will continue. Economy Minister, the new Economy Minister is Marcelo Ebrard, who, when I came as ambassador to Mexico, he was the sitting foreign minister at that time, so we are very familiar with him. And so the work will continue with that. Usually these trade agreements take a number of years to formalize and to work out. So the work will continue with that as well. And like I said, the relationship with Mexico will only get stronger.
And one of the most recent and successful programs of Mexico to Belize is the Sembrando Vida that has helped hundreds of Belizean farmers. We asked Arnold if this is something that Belize will continue to benefit from.
Sembrando Vida program is bigger than just some agreement between two countries. It's also in Honduras. I believe it's also in Salvador and Guatemala, and then Belize was the last country that it was rolled out to. The reports that I have from the program, in excess of 2,000 Belizean farmers have benefited from it formally. It's a program that will continue. I believe that it's run through the Execution Agency for Cooperation for the Mexicans, AMEXID. And so they have their own mechanisms that will ensure that this program will continue. I know that on our side, Agricultural Minister Abelardo Mai has done a lot to try to promote this program and try to make sure that as much farmers can benefit from this program. My hope is, and my work will continue to liaise with AMEXID and the other executing agencies for Mexico to try to see if we can get the program maybe even augmented or maybe expanded.
Ambassador Oscar Arnold says the Prime Minister, Honorable John Briceño, will bring good news upon his return to Belize following meetings in Mexico City. Last week, we told you about the poll from Viking Strategies, which sought to get sentiments from the Belizean public on matters of politics and the state of the country pertaining to crime, corruption, and other social matters. The overall findings of the poll are highlighted in a lengthy report. However, several key areas were pinpointed as areas of particular concern, including the #1 concern of the Belizean public, which is crime. The poll also highlighted corruption as a major issue for Belizeans, who expressed dissatisfaction over the handling of governance by both major political parties. When questioned about this matter earlier this week, the Prime Minister acknowledged the concern raised. He chalked it up to with how the matter is perceived rather than the actual reality.
I have taken a look, but I've not had a chance to really sit down and to study. But things that jump out on you overall, that people are happy with the government, and that they believe that we have been doing a pretty good job. But like in everything, there's always more to be done. The issue of corruption, the numbers have gone down somewhat, but people are still concerned about corruption, and rightly so, because it's just people's perceptions. In many instances, it's perception, and it will take some time to be able to win back the people's full confidence, and for for corruption not to be in the top of their minds, because they recognize that the country is going in the right direction. For the first time since these polls are being conducted, the majority, more than 50%, believe that we're going in the right direction. But yes, crime is an issue. We know that. Corruption is always a perception there, and it will take time for us to be able to address those issues.
In that same report, the Prime Minister was acknowledged among the most popular politicians. His success, according to PM Briceño, is in part due to the people around him, including his family and longtime friends who keep him grounded.
Humbled, but we just have to continue working. That's all I can say. Continue to work and to continue to keep your foot grounded. I have to give, how could I put it? I have to give credit to people like Rosanna and Jaime and even my children. Because when I get home, Rosanna tell me, well, tonight that your time for wash dishes. So I have to go wash dishes, you know. And then I have people like I have close people, friends like Narda and Stuart and Eamon and them that would constantly be, and Jaime, of course, who would always be calling me my attention if they believe that they see something is going wrong. So you need people that can tell you, hey, not everything is good, not everything is perfect. If you do something wrong, that they can call you. And I think that helps you to keep me grounded in politics.
Coming up next, Corozal takes first and second place for UNICEF's 2024 Champions for Children School banner. Stay tuned.
The Super Furia Band presents Music Fights Cancer Benefit Concert. Fundraising event for Mr. Pancho of Super Furia Band.
When you're dancing,
Come out and support and get entertained by some of Belize's best musicians, giving back to a worthy cause. On the stage performing will be Watson Sounds Band,
getting a groovy inside the dance.
Techno Band Belize, Youth Connection Band,
Man, they fight up, figure.
Lucio and the New Generation, Gil Hurry 7 Band, Burgers Vibes Band.
Oh, baby, baby, it's wild world.
Santino's Messengers, The Comeback. Mr. Sila Agustin. Reckless Flores. St. Louis, the sweet voice of Annika Perez. The General Super G.
Mene, halo.
And the energetic Mime. Songs provided by Hyper Sound System and music break by DJ Piju and DJ Charlie. Mark the date. Come out and support Sunday, October 6, 2024 at the People's Stadium in Orange Walk Town. Entrance fee is only $10. This is Belize, your musicians, and our eyes have shed tears with the eminent support. Get prepared to have a wonderful time with Belize's finest musicians. Music Fights Cancer. Music Festival fundraising event for Mr. Pancho. Come out and support. It's a worthy cause. We thank our sponsors: ZTV, 7 News Belize, Hyper Sounds, Smart, News 5 Belize, Players Distillery Limited, Elite Promos, Hotel de la Fuente, Fiesta FM, Lights and Sounds, DJ Star, DJ Gabi, and Universal Radio.
The start of the 2024-2025 sugarcane crop season looms in the horizon as it is expected to kickstart early in the month of December. As farmers prepare for the start of the new season, BSI-ASR has released the latest price estimate for the 2024 crop season, which ended on July 21st, for which farmers are expected to receive their third and final payment on the first week of November. This latest price estimate puts the average cane price as of September 30th at $87.99 per ton of cane, including payment for bagage and an underpayment of over $3 million from the 2023 crop season. As it has been reported before, this price payment is a record for the industry, who in 2022 received payment based on a price estimate of $69.64. The latest price estimate is well above the previous estimate issued back in August of this year, which stood at $75.20. This latest estimate is based on the final 2024 crop production figures of 102,718 tons of sugar and 39,958 tons of molasses, and accounting for a final TCTS of 10. The cane price estimate is based on the assumption that 40,084 tons of sugar will be sold to the EU market as raw sugar to T&L sugars at an estimated price of $623 per metric ton. That's 16,306 tons of sugar and 11,305 tons of molasses will be sold in the local market, as well as 16,811 tons of sugar will be sold to the USA market at the contracted price of $809.01 US per metric ton. A total of 12,200 tons of bagged direct consumption sugar will be sold to TLS at the contracted price of $690 US per metric ton, and another 6,484 tons will be sold to the EU. Additionally, an estimated 10,834 tons of bagged sugar will be sold to the Caribbean and other smaller destinations, realizing an estimated net strip value of $12.3 million. In early September, UNICEF launched the 2024 Champions for Children School Banner Challenge. It lined up with the Independence Day Uniform Parade, where the banners were showcased. Through this initiative, the organization hoped to bring awareness and continued conversation on the rights of a child. Today, we caught up with the Ministry of Education Primary Education Officer in Corozal. She was excited to share that after the points were counted, the District of Corozal came out victorious, placing first and second place.
Okay, so UNICEF did a challenge this year for the 21st uniform parade, they encourage high school to enter 2024 Champions for Children banner competition. And it was a special competition or challenge because it reinforced the importance of having continued discussion around children's rights, so children are aware of their rights. Also, for those children who are not aware of their rights, this incentivizes high school students particularly to share the information on what some of these important rights are, and also share with their local communities on the importance of having rights and ensuring that their voices are being heard.
What is the message you want to send out to parents and, maybe guardians who may not be as involved with the conversation as we used to in the past? Because I'm sure that in the past we used to speak a lot about children's rights all the time in schools.
Well, what we want to remind our parents and all our stakeholders is that the children of our society, of our Belizean society, their voices are important, and it is high time that we involve them in decision making, especially of those decisions that impact them. If you look at on the news on a regular basis, you can see where some of those rights are being impeded, and I believe having conversations around these rights can give students power in words, and also ensure that our future is stronger than ever.
In a bit of positive news, Orange Walk's local under-17 Pok team, Kinichiwa, both the male and female selections will be traveling to El Salvador later in the year to participate in the first ever under-17 World Championship. In order for the team to make it to the championship games, however, they are seeking your help to raise the over $20,000 needed for the delegation to make the journey to El Salvador in late November.
Este torneo se va a llevar a cabo en El Salvador, como habíamos dicho, del 28 de noviembre hasta el 1 de diciembre.
Prácticamente estarán como 4 o 5 días allí en El Salvador, ¿verdad? Hasta regresar a casa.
28, bueno, tenemos que viajar, porque la inauguración va a ser el 29. Pero el camino, porque no estamos yendo en avión, estamos yendo en camino. Entonces nos va a agarrar más de 3 o 15 horas, me imagino. Entonces tenemos que viajar desde el 28. Para llegar ahí, para la inauguración, el 29 a las 10 de la mañana.
Both the male and female teams will go up against the 6 other Mundo Maya countries, including Mexico, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and the USA. While this is the first time that both teams will be facing off against international teams, they are confident they can bring home the win.
Desde que terminó, porque estos son el juvenil, entonces para participar en la mundial de los grandes tienen que estar 18 para arriba, entonces ellos es su primera experiencia jugando contra otros países, pero sí los muchachos están en un buen nivel, han agarrado la práctica muy en serio y practican junto con el equipo mundialista. Kinichiwa vino segundo lugar en el torneo, entonces estaban practicando juntos y para llamarlo, los seniors están ayudando a los juniors bastante. Todo el equipo está ayudando a los juniors y sí, han hecho progress bastante.
Exactamente, se han desarrollado.
Pues para mí es algo bueno porque voy a viajar y voy a viajar con mis amigos, porque al inicio cuando empezamos a jugar el deporte no era nada así como vamos a representar Belice, y me siento bien porque soy el capitán y vamos por esa victoria en El Salvador.
Bueno. With a little over 7 weeks left before the team will travel to El Salvador, they're asking for your financial assistance and support as they work towards their goal of raising $20,000.
Porque muchas veces se dice que no todo es dinero. Y como dice Gina, no importa la cantidad mientras que venga del corazón. Y también hay personas que sinceramente tal vez no pueden, pero como yo digo, nos ayudan con sus ideas. Nos dicen, Michelle, haga esto, haga esto, vamos a hacer esto. Entonces apreciamos mucho, se ve el cariño que la gente le tiene aquí en Ichajao y pues de corazón también yo les pido que nos apoyen financieramente y también con sus ideas.
To contribute to the Kinit team, you can contact Mrs. Felicita Cantun at phone number 673-8853. And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
The Super Furio Band presents Music Fights Cancer Benefit Concert. Fundraising event for Mr. Pancho of Super Furio Band.
When you're dancing.
Come out and support and get entertained by some of Belize's best musicians, giving back to a worthy cause. On the stage performing will be Watson Sounds Band,
Getting and grooving inside the dance.
Techno Band Belize, Youth Connection Band, Lucio and the New Generation, Gil Hurry 7 Band, Burgers Vibes Band,
Oh, baby, baby, it's wild, but
Santino's Messengers, The Comeback, Mr. Sila Agustin, Reckless Flores, St. Louis, the sweet voice of Annika Perez, the General Super G, and the energetic Mime. Songs provided by Hyper Sound System and music break by DJ Piju and DJ Charlie. Mark the date. Come out and support Sunday, October 6, 2024 at the People's Stadium in Orange Walk Town. Entrance fee is only $10. This is Belize, your musicians, and our eyes have shed tears with the eminent support. Get prepared to have a wonderful time with Belize's finest musicians. Music Fights Cancer. Music Festival fundraising event for Mr. Pancho. Come out and support. It's a worthy cause. We thank our sponsors: VTB, 7 News Belize, Hyper Sounds, Smart, News 5 Belize, Players Distillery Limited, Elite Promos, Hotel de la Fuente, Fiesta FM, Lights and Sounds, DJ Star, DJ Gabi, and Universal Radio.
A group of counselors from the Board of Executive Directors of the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, are making an official visit to Belize from September 30th to October 4th, 2024. The counselors are touring several IDB group-funded projects, gaining first-hand insights into the groundwork of the country's project portfolio. Accompanied by representatives of the Government of Belize and local government bodies, the counselors are visiting the following project sites: the SEAM Academy Education Quality Improvement Program 2, Belize City Pump Station Climate Vulnerability Reduction Program, San Mateo in San Pedro Sustainable and Inclusive Urban Development Program, the Southern Regional Hospital and Palm Center for Long-Term Care, Improving Efficiency, Quality and Access in Belize's Health System, Marie Sharp's Fine Foods Limited, IDB Invest, and the Roaring Creek Bridge to San Ignacio, George Price Highway Rehabilitation Project. During the site visits, the delegation will assess the progress of projects by engaging with key stakeholders who work on the day-to-day operations to understand the challenges and successes of these initiatives. The visit is indicative of the joint vision shared by the IDB and the Government of Belize to ensure that the investments made through these projects are both effective and impactful for the people of Belize. The Ministry of Agriculture, Food Security and Enterprise, in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Trade, hosted a delegation from the CARICOM Single Market and Economy, CSME, at the Quality Poultry Facility in Spanish Lookout. The mission, organized by the CARICOM Secretariat, aims to strengthen regional cooperation and facilitate the free movement of goods, services, and labor within the CARICOM single market. Leading the Belizean delegate was the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, joined by CEO Servulo Baiza of the Ministry of Agriculture. Their participation highlights Belize's dedication to fostering agricultural trade and promoting food security throughout the CARICOM region. As part of the mission, the delegation toured the Quality Poultry Facility, one of Belize's leading agriculture enterprises known for its modern poultry production. Key topics discussed during the visit included overview of Belize's poultry industry. The CARICOM delegation gained valuable insights into the industry's growth, best practices, and innovations that have made Belize a regional leader in poultry production. Discussions centered on the progress of 4 major agricultural policies introduced by the Council for Trade and Economic Development in July 2022. These policies aim to boost investment, facilitate trade in agricultural products within CARICOM, and enhance food security across member states. This visit marks a positive step towards greater collaboration in advancing regional agricultural development through the CSME framework. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Thursday, October 3rd here on CTV3 News and Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/CTV3BelizeNews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3 News, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.